Good afternoon, Bluebeamers. My name is Troy DeGroot with Chapter 2, and I'm excited to partner with the team at Brighter Graphics to deliver world-class Bluebeam training and customization services so you can get the most out of your Bluebeam investment. Today, we're going to continue building our knowledge of Bluebeam Revu by uncovering the power behind the markups list. We'll look at ways we can sort, filter, hide, and import all this valuable data. Be ready to take notes. This will be another informative presentation. Next, we're going to go over to the summary over here. That's our next button. Turn off my filter. I'm going to go to my summary. And there's a few different options in here. We can do a CSV summary, which is an Excel file. It will export all this data down here exactly as it looks into an Excel file. So all of these columns and rows will produce into an Excel file. And let's just show that here real quick. Once you click on that, you come into our markup summary window here. On this window, you can tell it which different columns down here that you want it to actually report in your Excel file. So maybe you don't want the author, the rest of this we do. We'll leave that in. Next, we go to our filter tab. And you can make sure that these filter maybe by subject, maybe you want to filter it by or sort it by room. You can do that. You can also filter things out here if you don't want to see some of these rooms, or maybe you don't want to see certain markups, things like that. You can filter and sort those. And then on your output, when you're exporting a CSV to Excel, you have an option to do the markups. So a line item for each one. The totals, which is going to give you this one here. These are all our line items. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. And this is our total where it says 4 next to it. Let me move this for a second. It says 4 next to it, and then my total is here. There's 4 of them. So I can tell it to do the markups, the totals, or the markups and the totals. So just be conscious of that when you're setting this up. A lot of customers that I work with, actually, we build this out so it mimics exactly what their estimating software looks like, so that we can export all of our markups and import them into their estimating software. So we create all these columns in the correct order with all the correct data so that when they export, they can quickly import. So just keep that in mind here. If you ended up having your markups and totals, that might get caught up in your estimating software as an extra line item. So just keep that in mind. And then here you can also save these configurations too. If you have multiple different types of markups you're doing on here. Maybe you're estimating several different types of material. You might have export configuration saved for each one of those different materials or different groupings, things like that. So you can save those, load those, each project, so you don't have to recreate all of these filter and sort settings. So I'm just going to click OK here, and it is going to open up Excel for me. I can open that over here and just clean this up a little bit. You can see the headers up here, and then all of our markups are in here as well. So all those line items are lined up. So this is a one-directional thing. So anything that you export into Excel, none of the formulas or anything like that are going to carry into Excel. Any updates that you do in Excel are not going to push to the to your markups either. So once you export, it's not tied to the PDF whatsoever. So again, this is just a snapshot in time when you did the export. Let's go back to the summary here. You can also do an XML summary. PDF is another good example. So let's go ahead and filter this list. I'll show you guys. In this example, I've played the role of a general contractor, and I went through and I used different colors. So all the orange markups are mechanical. All the red are, these bright red are installation. We saw the window problem there. The dark red is structural, yellow is electrical, and blue is plumbing. So I went through and created that visual language for all of those markups. I created a legend so that you could see exactly what was done here. I know that I need 4 return air ducts in the project, so I can kind of gauge what I'm going to be doing on site when I come and do my fixes. Okay, so here, maybe I want to do just my mechanical. So I can go through and turn on mechanical, and that hid all the markups except for the mechanical. So I'm going to create a report for my mechanical contractor of all of their markups and what they're responsible for. So I'm going to come down and filter my list as well. And I'm only going to show mechanical. So that reduced my list down here. Layers reduced what I can see on my drawings. And then I'm going to go back to that summary and do a PDF summary. And this is kind of a neat one here. Also, you can turn on your columns, which ones you want to see, which ones you don't. Put in your filter and sorting. And then on your output, this one's kind of neat. You can append and hyperlink to the current PDF. So I'm going to select that and show you what that looks like. It's going to just attach it as another page to this drawing. Go through, you could have this go to your letterhead. So right now I have this going to my letterhead. You'll see that. Again, set up what you want some of these options to look like. Save your configurations. I'm going to click OK, and you're going to see it's going to create a summary report of everything that I need the mechanical contractor to fix. So here's the list. You can see all of the data from the markups list, all the different columns. You can see it's on my letterhead. If I jump through the pages, you can see the ones that have images attached. If I click on there, it's actually going to open up the image. Again, that all lives inside of our PDF here. Okay, and if I look at our thumbnails tab over here, there's our drawing up here, and then our 3-page report after that. And what's neat about the report, when I appended it and hyperlinked it, each one of these, you can see when I hover over these elements in my summary, they're hyperlinks. So I can click on this one and just click there. It'll bring me to that spot in my drawing where that markup was placed. So kind of a great way to share what needs to be done. So I could go through with my filters and my layers, and I can create a summary report for each of those different contractors, the mechanical, electrical, plumbing, and so on. And at the same time, I'm collecting all this data in one sheet instead of one sheet for each discipline. I can keep all of my stuff in one place. And that way, if I have mechanical markups that also pertain to plumbing, I can make sure that both parties will see those markups and how they relate in the markups list and the summary. So that is the PDF summary. And then of course you can always print a summary as well. If you're printing to a printer, you always have that option. Thanks for joining us. Reach out to Darren and his team at Brighter Graphics to learn more about additional licenses of Revu Extreme or the small investment of upgrading your existing seats. And as always, if you have any questions regarding training or customization services for your company, don't hesitate to reach out to our team as well.